3. We've got ignition. 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff. Condolences to his family. We've got liftoff. Welcome to another edition of Mouthpiece Included, live edition. Anybody can pull up. The link is pinned in the chat. If you do pull up, do not forget to bring your mouthpiece. We're unpacking Chicago, Southside, White Sox, ACE program. Synchronicity. Very proud of this program in the Chicago White Sox, even as a Cub fan. We're going to wrap up today's extravaganza with that topic. We're going to be covering the latest additions to the Basketball Hall of Fame out there. There's no NBA Hall of Fame. And then the NCAA tournaments. You got the women playing right now. The co-host here picked out the entire Final Four. All right, so big ups to him. So we're going to unpack the men's as well. And then we got Ja, Pookie, Ray, Morant. You know, being maligned once again with the gestures. Yet you can shoot ice water down your veins. Yep. Fentanyl. Speedballs. You know what I mean? And that's okay with society. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, or utter stupidity. More Spolitricks we're going to be covering. So y'all please like, share, subscribe. Karen's going to be out for another week. We've got Jim back in the building. Big ups to Jim. And we're going to pay some bills real quick so we can repost this link, and we ask y'all to do the same. Remember, you can pull up. Don't be bashful out there. Don't be scared. Show starts in 4 minutes.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You're from Detroit, now you're in Chicago. How would you compare Detroit-style pizza with some of that Chicago deep dish?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with deep dish, 100%. Sausage, that's the way to go.
Sausage, not pepperoni.
Oh, yeah. Not
okay.
Pepperoni. No.
Which is? Can I ask you which is better? Detroit, Chicago?
Chicago, for sure.
There you go. Right answer.
Jerry Production.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we have endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone, and that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
That Ain't That Network. Everybody subscribe to That Ain't That Network, man. I'm telling you, those guys are putting some real conscious material out on YouTube. A lot of people aren't aware of their content, but these are some very smart people that's very conscience forward.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Like, share,
He
subscribe,
said he studied
repost.
shark attack videos to think about angles that he could approach you at because you move so fast, and he thought that might help you. I mean, when you hear that, he broke a TV in his hotel room because he saw you had a good game and he didn't.
I don't know, I just look at that as, yeah, that's Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, but he said you were the one. He didn't say I was obsessed with everyone in the league.
But
He didn't say I watched everyone else's game back till high school. He said it was you.
With Kobe, he was so different to where it was like, Phil, I want the assignment.
You was in his
know what I mean?
backyard in Philly.
Take Fisher off him, I want the assignment. I've never seen nobody as competitive like him but Mike. That's it. Like when people talk about, you know, your favorite players or the best players in the world, you know, I say Mike and I say Kobe.
John.
You know what I mean? And then everybody else.
LeBron's after that for you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely after that.
What are you,
Phil calls
retarded?
timeout. It was less than a minute to play. We're down 3.
This is a big 20-second timeout for Chicago.
Michael Jordan, at this advanced stage of his career, he has to play extra minutes in a grueling series.
Now the Bulls would like to get 2-for-1 possession here.
And that last sequence is one of the greatest sequences you'll ever see in any sport.
Michael working on Russell.
When I made a layup and we went back down, and I knew they were going to run their patent and play through Karl Malone. And Karl just totally forgot that I was on the weak side.
He knew it.
Dennis and Malone have been fighting all game.
Michael never clears, so Malone doesn't see him. He comes from the blind side and strips him. Malone is doubled. They swat at it. 17 seconds from game 7.
What's going through your head when you're coming back up the floor?
Get the hell out of the way, only thing I was thinking. I had a migraine.
He is not going to pass this fucking ball. This is his turn.
Jordan Chicago with the lead.
I've been wanting to talk to you, Shelly. Can you tell me why everyone is calling me Karen?
Big ups, Coach.
Don't worry about it.
Well, everybody keeps calling me Karen, and I don't get it. Is it like a joke or something?
Karen is a pejorative term for a white person who acts overly entitled and demanding.
Okay, well, that's fucked up. Don't you think that's a little, like, sexist?
I didn't start it.
Well, who did?
The internet.
So now somebody is a Karen just because they want to be treated with some respect? I deserve to not have people walk all over me, okay? I have the right to call the cops when things happen.
That's fine, Karen.
Bulls have to hurry. Get it into Vucevic. Quick pass to Williams. Big shot for 3. Good.
Four starts, 1 minute.
Game 9.8 left. Oh, who's Giddy? The steal. Right for the lead. Yeah!
Big time plays. Make big time plays. Kobe, wait. Sub-Zero. Bang, bang, bang.
What a wild sequence. And the cardiac. Final shot before that. Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead. Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddy for the win. Go!
My God. I cannot believe this.
You took 3 steps there, Bob.
I'm coming, baby.
Improbable.
Unbelievable.
Impossible.
Giddy.
Magic Giddy. Good day, man.
We were having a discussion, and you guys have become bougie. You don't want 12 wins in the regular season.
Yeah, I don't want 12 wins in that summer.
You guys. All right, I was watching. I forgot the show, but Danny Parkins was on there. He went on the national show, and at the end, he was like, he asked that dude, I think whose daughter was getting screwed by the video game and playing quarterback at Arizona.
Besides, and by the way, who do you think? You know, because they told me that I was coming on after Brady. Be honest. Who's more handsome? Me or Brady? Me or Brady?
Hey, listen,
Be honest.
The TV don't lie. Tom's good looking. I'm just going to tell you right there. He's pretty good looking.
All right, fine. I'll concede that one.
He's pretty good looking.
Oh man, Parkins started blushing. It was like if you asked Hugo about Donald Trump. He started blushing. He was like, "Well, Brady's handsome. He's handsome. Drop dead gorgeous." You guys think we make all this up? You know what I mean? Yeah. Drop dead gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous.
All right, what's up, NASCAR fans? I don't know about y'all,
Stand
but
by,
this
Jim.
President Obama
by,
is
Jim.
pissing me off. So I'm going to do some dip and speak my mind. Today I'm going to be dipping Vagisil regular strength anti-itch cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a big digger right there. So I'm pretty pissed off what I found out. I found out this Obama wants to put a bigger tax on gasoline.
You know, that's when all the news came in about being in the South Park episode. Something about being poor and stupid was the theme of the episode.
Bring it on, Earhart. You scared of the competition? I'm just as poor and stupid as you. I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna go fast and I'm gonna turn to the left sometimes.
Can we just get back to the subject of racing, please?
Hell, bring it on, Danica. You dumb bitch think I can't steer left better than you?
All right, let's go, Jim.
Okay. Thanks, Callie. You want to get high?
All right, y'all. Welcome to another edition. Mouthpiece included. We're in the building.
We have a butt. We have a butt.
Cool weekends in the morning.
Yes, sir. In the building.
Mouthpiece included. TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN. Mouthpiece included. TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN.
Big ups to Jim and the production staff. Big ups to Karen. Get well soon. Yeah, you do a lot around here. Calling the cops. The whole neighborhood's been in a shambles since you've been gone. All right. Welcome to another edition of Mouthpiece Included. This is our pod where we unpack Spolitricks. That's a fusion between sports, Politricks, and everything in between found within the collapsible superposition. Welcome to today's deep dive into other stories that power the world of sports. Mouthpiece included. We kick off by spotlighting the timeless legends. We're going to be unpacking, the legacies of the Hoops Hall of Fame inductees whose career may have inspired you. So we're going to take a look at that and see if that's true. We'll then shift to the NCAA tournament, exploring the pulse and the drama of college basketball's largest stage out there. You know, some of these players are like 26. I remember encouraging Brother Wordsmith when we were like 24, 25. Like, bro, you get on somebody's team out there. All right, before decoding John Morant's gestures, we're going to talk about that. It's a free country, I thought, where you have the right to bear arms. This guy doesn't even have a prop. You know what I mean? We're going to be examining what these things signal about his game and, more importantly, his mindset. We finish off with the Chicago White Sox ACE program. All right, they're giving back out there in a tangible way. They're giving back in a tangible way. These are lessons, not lectures. Our co-host, one of his seeds, is a beneficiary of this particular endeavor. So we're looking forward to unpacking that. We're going to be taking a fresh look at how emerging baseball talents are being groomed for MLB greatness, dare I say. Who knows? Maybe we have the next Ohtani right there within our midst. Finally, we'll also venture into the realm of Spolitricks, where sports meet Politricks, influencing everything from team dynamics to our culture and to the game. Get ready to explore the intersections of athletic prowess, history, and the forces that shape our sports narratives. The open panel link is pinned in the chat. Pull up. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. So stand down, stand back, stand by, or pull up. But if you do pull up, as Tally said, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece, or you can get all wet. Big ups to John Morant. Oh, and we've also picked the Booger of the Week. We haven't done that segment in a while, so we're looking forward to that. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the guests who may pull up, the hosts, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. So big ups to Midwest Festivals. All right. You've got Ancestral Echoes popping back off. Second/third annual. What's the third annual event? You guys do support. It's a great time out there. Great music, great people, and you can definitely tune in to the ancestors out there. You want to give another big ups to Bella B Designs 365, that is, yes, at gmail.com or at BBD_buzz. You can get yourself some swag out there. And then for your recovery needs, we got to get Jim's numbers. I put it in there. I know he's given it to me multiple times. But Jim Recovery, yeah, I'm sure you can Google it and look it up. It's in Chicago for your Chi-Town towing needs. You might find yourself in a bit of a pinch. You're drunk out there, don't want to leave your car out there in the tow zone because they're going to tow it anyway. Or, maybe you're common everyday Pookies and Ray Rays are going to smash the glass out at night. And, $250 worth of damage, and your insurance policy writer has a $250 deductible for such claims. So you're out of pocket anyway. Rather than do that, you might be inebriated. Reach out. Call Jim Recovery. He'll tow the car home. And you can sit over in the front seat and listen to him his spouse's political views on everything. So big ups to everybody. All right, y'all. Let's get the co-host in the building. Perennial nominee, Dad of the Year.
Oh man, I love it.
Corch.
What's going on?
What's going on,
my brother?
What up, good brother?
Oh, everything is fantastic, man. I can't call it. I'm just sitting here on a beautiful Sunday in Chicago, awaiting the snowstorm that's due to arrive tomorrow.
Snowstorm? Playoffs?
Playoffs? Yeah, we got a couple of supposed bouts of snow coming here this week. Hopefully it's just, just a dusting to, keep Pookie and Ray Ray in the house and get people to wear their winter coats and hoodies for one last time till we get some fantastic Chicago spring weather. A couple of 60-degree days where, the numbers go up. And I'm not talking about the weather numbers.
Indian winter, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know how it is.
You put all your winter clothes, pack them up and then, oh boy.
Yeah, well, you know how it is in Chi. We got high school baseball tomorrow. We're questioning whether the game is going to happen based on this snow report. So, yeah, it's tough out here.
Boy, you got to keep those hands warm.
Yeah, I get hand warmers from the Menards, produce and tell them to keep them in his pocket and just use them accordingly. This is Midwest baseball. Get used to it.
That's right. And Midwest Festivals. Big ups, Ancestral Echoes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I got a tournament that weekend in Rantoul or Champaign, so it's gonna be another year. I'm not gonna make it to but if I can get back quick enough, I'll come back and do my thing. But I think we're going through Sunday, so tough.
Yeah, you're gonna be messing around with the townies, huh?
Yeah. They got the White Sox got us in Rantoul for that particular weekend playing the tournament. So I got to give Faye Faye a call and let him know. I always call him last minute, let him know I'm coming to town, and we never hook up. So I'm gonna let him know in the next month that I'll be there in June.
Hey, we got the Fat Boy Food Critic, Yo Noop, in the building. Campbellship ATL, all right, above the law. All right, yo.
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Repost, like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. Links pinned in the chat. Anybody want to pull up? I also just posted the link to the poll that we put up a week ago here for Mouthpiece included. And the poll, Ace, is who's winning the petty feud between LeBron and Stephen A. Smith? Okay. Your options are LeBronny okay, or LeBron is the second option. The most overrated of all time. Stephen A. ... You can fill in the blanks or whatever you think Stephen A. is out there. And then the last option is they, them, meaning big media, ESPN, white supremacy, podcasts such as these, right?
Yeah.
All right, you guys, still got time to vote. We haven't closed the poll out. It's totally your mama-ness. All right. LeBrand, no one so far, bro, believes he's winning the petty feud.
Of course not. It's looking quite petty. Espousing his sentiments toward a television reporter and how he's supporting his son when we all know this is all about LeBron and LeBron's brand and LeBron's feelings and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I have no support or no.
Big ups LeBron. All right. And then we got LeBronny. So far, 25% of the respondents believe LeBronny is winning. And the only thing I can imagine is they're saying it's taking some of the target off of him, so to speak, and then he's been balling out. Yeah, allegedly. And then, of course, Stephen A. ... 25% feels like he's winning. And then last but not least, 50% so far say they, them, white supremacy, big media, the whole divide and conquer.
I think it's died down on Bronny. It had died down media wise as far as Bronny was concerned until LeBron, big man Stephen A. So I don't know if his marketing team told him, we need to get something going to sell some more Bronny's jerseys or what, because that's what happened. But I think it had died down.
All right. Well, I just want to give an update. There was some confusion about this year's Wooden Award, Juju and her lineage. On the video we ran, and our crack staff over here cleared it up. Mama Bear Juju, that was her sister. So Juju and what's the football player's name we probably should have drafted?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, they're first cousins.
Oh,
wow. This is mind-boggling. Yeah, that was her mom's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there isn't even no daddy maybe on this situation. They're first cousins.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a lot of athletic talent.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, bro, you what did they do? What were they putting in the tea? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you attribute that to? Yeah, it ain't the daddies because the mamas are there for the babies. So
well, I know in Juju's case, the parents, I don't know. Well, I don't want to get into that, but I don't the parents they didn't play basketball, bro. They didn't play any sports, and it's just amazing.
Bless him.
And they're both at the top of their game, as we're going to show here. We got a quick video we want to show y'all. Fair use.
What's your why? Unofficially, the Wooden Award winner, Watkins, who is joining us now from Cali. Juju, congratulations. Honestly, we already know that winning awards is a byproduct of really hard, excellent play, and you are racking them up left and right. But apart from the recognition, since you've become the face of women's basketball, what's your why?
So many whys. I think
Michael
biggest
Jordan,
thing is
listen to
just
this.
my family, my supporters. I think they definitely drive me on the floor. My teammates, my coaches. There's so many things that go into it. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to play the game.
You know, Juju, I'm probably going to give you the award for best baby hairs too. You
Laid.
win the baby hair
got some
award
competition
also.
over here.
No, I'm not competing at all. But you had such an incredible year
ESPN.
last season. How would
D-Wade
you
loves
describe the
this.
way you think
Yeah.
you even upped your
likes
game
his
more
baby hairs,
this
too.
season?
Yeah, I think this season was a real growth year for me. I was able to learn so much and just IQ wise, just growing. I mean, playing with Kiki Uriafen and so many great players around me, it forced me to just kind of level up and be a better player and
Level up.
teammate.
And Juju, this season, I have loved to be able to see you do your thing in person. Galen Center is rocking. It's a game-changing atmosphere. How do you feel to see Los Angeles, your home, come alive for women's basketball?
Man, it's everything that I've dreamt of. I mean,
Kid could have gone anywhere. I want y'all to listen to this. Anywhere. UConn, Don Staley's program.
Yeah.
Going to SC, that was one of the biggest things that I want to do was kind of help change the trajectory of the program and get more fans involved and get more people involved. And that's definitely what we did. So, this is only the beginning and there's more to come for sure in Galen.
Yeah.
You know, Juju, you have the whole city of LA, you have the whole country, and really just basketball and sports fans in general, everyone behind you on this recovery process. I've been where you are, and it's hard to even ask this question, but we do have to know, how would you describe the recovery journey so far and how you're feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. I think my first week, I was just in complete shock. And, the first time that I've dealt with this type of adversity. So, I'm really just getting prepared for what's to come and ready to just get to work and get to work in rehab so that I'm back on the floor with my teammates.
I'm glad you mentioned your teammates because while it was certainly devastating to watch you get injured and to lose you for the season, it was so inspiring, I think, for all of us to watch how your team rallied and fought and showed so much heart. And I'm just wondering from your vantage what you were thinking watching them out on the court during this tournament run after you.
Man, it was a real emotional week for me. Seeing my team and then all the teams play, I mean, it was tough on me, but just to see how they really just stepped up. I mean, I wasn't surprised at all by them stepping up because I know what they're capable of. But to just see the love that they showed me and just letting them know that I'm there in spirit, and it was a great thing to watch, and I'm so proud of all of them.
You were there. Your Funko Juju was there. It was so
little Funko Juju.
you know you're famous when your Funko was famous and was getting tons of camera time.
Yeah,
it was adorable. It was so
that was their decision.
Yeah, what the hell is a Funko?
It was so cute. Very quickly, another award to add to your trophy case. Do you keep the trophies at your house? Do they go to your parents' house? Where are you keeping them at?
They go to mom's house. However,
okay.
This one might have to stay in mine. This is a big one for
there
me.
We go. There we go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Juju Watkins, our Wooden Award winner for 2024-25. We are so.
Now, how long have I been telling you about Juju? We've been on this show talking about Juju since she was a freshman. So, yeah. And what have I been saying? At best approach to basketball I've seen since Michael Jeffrey Jordan, bro.
She's true.
In ninth grade, I saw this.
Can't wait to see her Nike signature shoe. Juju.
Yeah. I might mess around and buy that, man.
I wonder what the WNBA be ready for. They're supposed to be trying to increase the number of teams and the revenue and the salaries for these players in the near future. So they got a year. Juju's on her way. I only can assume that she's only going to play in college basketball one more year. So, yeah, will the WNBA be ready for Juju? I don't think they were ready for Caitlin and Angel Reese, but they get a mulligan. They get a chance to get ready for Juju to come into their league and blow their league up like no other. So
Well, I don't know. She might stay. I mean, with all the NIL money, next year is going to be let's get trust back in the new year, and then you want to prove to everybody in that senior season and get you a couple of chips along the way, maybe.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But I like the fact that she stayed local to all those young people out there. Like we had so many people leave. They could have went straight down there to University of Illinois, rest Ben Wilson. So 'cause I think he would have been doing this, and would have gotten that program to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not chasing it. Those other players came to play with her. Go ahead, bro.
And pulled in. Players came after him because of Jimmy Collins anyway, but I think that would have put them closer, or maybe won that national championship for them, and had that pipeline still continuing from Chicago that was destroyed by Jimmy Collins not getting the job after Lou Henson left U of I.
Yeah, man, we need a Sonny Cox type. How can I put this? A growth and development type who's got access to certain types of players that other institutions may not want to be associated with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Get those boys at Chicago State. You know what I mean? And that's what we need.
Mm-hmm. Oliver Harvey.
Chicago State's D1 though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
D1. They don't win.
But you get the players, bro. Look, we're sitting there, bro. I'm telling you, man. In my consciousness, Chicago State is a Duke. It's a black college. It could be our version of Howard. We just don't care about it, and we just don't send our kids there.
Yeah. There are a couple of schools through the city of Chicago that Chicago players need to funnel through, because a lot of these kids, they go off to these other schools, they get homesick, they want to be by their parents, they miss their girlfriends, whatever. Everybody's not ready to go away to a 4-year university and become a quote unquote adult, figure out what's going on with their life. So if you can get a feeder program from Chicago State, or you get something going at UIC, then damn it, come on, U of I.
Man, I'll be taking them on a tour. Look how close we are to O Block. You know what I mean? You can still do all your Pookie and Ray shenanigans, hand beat out, and you ain't got to worry about class. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
I mean,
now the academic children, yes, we're gonna have programs for them, and we're gonna take it seriously. But then what you could do is, once they start winning, now you're getting a better caliber of academic students to want to go to your institution. The money starts coming in. You start making it look prestigious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get your Ronnie Fields over there at Chicago State, and a couple of those athletes.
Man, if everybody who was on the flying line had gone to Chicago State, bro, we'd be looking at Chicago State in a whole nother light right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And it would have been a much bigger story too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Chicago State loses in the final.
They investigated them and found out something wrong about the some money they were receiving. You know how they do us.
Yeah. They definitely would have.
Yeah.
And then we'd had them talking too. Yeah, I was on the phone talking about I needed a blazer and 35 grand. They offered me this. Yeah, but I took that.
And back to that story, I was so glad to see Bruce Pearl lose last night.
Is that Snake still coaching?
Yeah, he's coaching Auburn. Son of a gun made it to the semifinals, the Final Four, and
Small ups, Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl.
My brother Miliak said once again. He said, great kid, talking about Juju.
Mm-hmm.
Great interview, and she makes it so easy to root for her. I told him I couldn't have said it better.
Absolutely. She's such a pure talent, pure spirit, and I can't wait to see her development again next year after she recovers from this injury. Hopefully it isn't a year. recovery. They got all this technology now, and she got the greatest doctors on the West Coast that are going to be working on her knee and her rehab. So shout out to Juju, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple of years in Chicago, playing for the Chicago Sky.
All right, and so you sent me something about the Bulls, bro. They clinched the play-in berth. I'm like, is that a thing?
I mean,
I ain't clinched nothing. Y'all ain't.
That's what we predicted at the beginning of the season, that they were going to be a solid play-in team.
How do you clinch a play-in berth, bro? That's crazy.
Well, based on the number of games left and their position in the Eastern Conference, they have clinched a play-in berth.
Maybe if you were not doing this every season and you were in a rebuild and this is the first year you clinched the play-in berth, it may be something to celebrate. You know what I mean? But when you're clinching a play-in berth season after season, I think that's a downer.
Well, I mean, with the overturn of the roster, getting rid of the albatross of a contract and Zach LaVine, you got rid of DeMar DeRozan and $100 million they were going to have to pay him this year to still be able to go into the play-in game.
Does the Bulls organization get any kudos for how the trade for Zach LaVine is working out, or are you leaning more towards the other way? Too little, too late. They should have seen this years ago.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We gave him max money, bro. Super max money.
Right here on TATN, you informed the Bulls that they should have put Zach LaVine on the first thing smoking when he turned down the max deal at first.
And said he wanted to get flirted with, he wanted to be a little prostitute on the open market.
Tickled by some other teams. Yeah.
And then you come back to the table and you think the same offer is there.
Yeah, especially after you get hurt and set out of the rest of the playoffs. Yeah, that offer's off the table.
And he's not a two-way player. You see what Dallas did? They had Luka Doncic. If this was Luka for the universe's sake, I probably would have been like, all right. I still would have been against it because I don't think two-way players, if you're not a two-way player, you shouldn't get the super max money. That's just me. Yeah. Or maybe you've already won us a chip or two. Okay, you're a one-way player, but you've won us a chip or two. We could super max you. Anything outside of that, I don't want to have nothing to do with you.
Well, Luka's not a two-way player, and Zach's not a two-way player. So, and we see what he's doing
But Zach, you can't compare Zach to Luka. Now, maybe had he not had those injuries and he stayed super athletic, I still wouldn't have gave him a super max.
You talking about Luka?
No, Zach. I still, if he would remember, he used to be super athletic, but then he started having those tweaks.
I mean, I still wouldn't take away his athleticism. My problem with him was his defense and his basketball IQ.
Correct.
The Bulls would be in games, and he'd just come down there and pull a Jalen Rose and just shoot him right out of the rest of the damn game.
Yeah.
And his basketball IQ wasn't high enough to me to pay him that kind of money.
After he wanted to go out there and get flirted.
After he wanted to get tickled by the rest of the NBA. And then you want to come back and, I'll take that deal. Yeah, that deal's not on the table anymore.
It can't be on the table anymore.
Yeah.
At all. It shouldn't have been on the table in the first place.
But, I think the Bulls were in a position where they're thinking DeRozan's deal was coming up and they had to choose between the two. So they chose the lesser of two evils, and but that continues to tell you about the weakness of the front office and the decisions that they're making. And we're back in the same position going into the play-in game this year, hoping for luck in the draft. Hopefully, we get a 1,000,001 chance to get the #1 pick and bring in Cooper Flagg, but we already got that guy. Actually, we got Matas.
Man, I mentioned Patrick Williams to a Bulls fan out here in LA, man, and it was a younger man. And I mean, he called this guy so many different forms of garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Even the clip you showed before the show started, he gave up the damn last bucket to Reeves. Just let him Charleston him all the way to the hole and lay the ball in.
Man, didn't knock him down and make him go to the
Yeah,
line.
man. Even after, at least give him a hard foul or something.
Right.
But you got, your team just came back and hit 2 3-pointers in a row, and you just let this guy walk to the damn rim and lay the ball in to win the damn game. This is your number 4 overall pick, power forward. Man, come on, man. They don't get rid of him after this season. Well, I know why they can't, because he's got a contract that nobody wants.
And we keep doing that. We keep signing these, I'm not going to call them bums, but these beneath tier players and overpaying them. And then when it's time to move them, you got to give up your draft futures.
Yeah. You're not getting anything in return because, they got to take on the contract. And we got to take their bad contract that they want to get rid of.
Right.
Which works out for
you end up with nothing.
It works for Billy Donovan because his coaching style doesn't work for these prima donna players. His coaching style is obviously a college style, which is sharing and moving the ball and it doesn't
blah blah. So is the triangle. I mean, you know what I mean? This guy's not reinventing the wheel. He wants motion. Okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck what his coaching style is. You know what I mean? We need some W's.
Yeah. He's going to Hall of Fame. Allegedly.
Yeah, his coaching style is losing a whole lot of ball games and having us flirting with the play-in.
Well, he said that was based on the players he had, and now that you've given him an opportunity to use the players that are willing to win, he's going to win some more games.
Wow.
Next year.
Listen, get out of here. Listen to Houston. We both wanted that coach, but he didn't fit the Bulls culture. The colored guy who allegedly.
Yeah, you know what the Chicago crap is. His character. He's not a good character guy. So
but Houston picked him right up, the 4th largest city, the 4th largest market, and all he does is have them like a 2nd or 3rd seed in the West right now.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know of any superstars that they went out and got.
I don't know anybody on their team.
Maybe it's his philosophy and his coaching style that's getting people victories.
Oh, well, it's too late now. We had no interest. He's out there dangling without a job. You could have brought him into Chicago, got him as many
cheap.
As many tricks or friends of the program that he likes to mingle with.
That's right.
And what do? His character. We don't need a bad character guy here in Chicago.
And I see it time and time again across all our sports, and other people take chances. The guys we do take chances on, he's a great character guy, but if that knee and that back can just hold up. You know what I mean? Those are guys. But he's a great guy, but his knee can't hold up. It's basketball here. I told this guy, I said, man, they throwing max money around like this, Ace. Suppose you've been a board certified surgeon, you're the best in the business. Your hands your hands are insured. And then you have some, God forbid, some lawnmower accident where your hands are ruined. I can guarantee you there's not one hospital on the planet that's going to sign you to supermax money after that.
No. But the Bulls will take
you. Yeah. Any Chicago team will take you.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out, you got all this knowledge. You got all this knowledge of your craft. Even though you can't do it anymore. Yeah, we're gonna take you, and hopefully one day you'll come around and the
big tight end we got from Green Bay fits this analogy. You're really just a consultant, but we're going to pay you big money to, that's Chicago.
Consultant. There's son of a girl. He was taking up a roster spot. We could have had somebody, we could have had a fullback on the team or a damn tight end we were developing.
That's why we didn't move ball.
This guy comes on the game every week. False start.
Yeah, but ball, they said ball is a coach on the floor. I mean, if you want to make him part of the Donovan staff, make him. Yeah, you're right. Right, he doesn't have to take a roster spot. Make him part of the coaching staff.
Yeah, and send him to another team. And if he doesn't work out for the other team, his career's over. When his knee goes bad next year, you can bring him back as a damn coach. We love him. Yeah,
they should be grooming him for a coach. He could be the next Jason Kidd, but our management can't see that far.
Yeah, we want him out on the floor 10 minutes a game.
And tell everybody how smart he is and how great of a coach he could be, so then he can go coach somewhere else.
Oh man, after Zach LaVine left, this guy is coming out there shooting jump shots like he's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Not making them, but shooting bricks night after night after night. And then, like, what is going on? Why is this guy out on the court? So they finally ratcheted back those minutes and make sure that Giddey and Kobe White are taking those shots now. And but it's too late now. They re-signed him for another 2 years when they should have just let his ass go.
Let him play out this season, and yeah, they should have traded him. Right, exactly. They wanted our big man, and they wanted him, and our management said no. We're winning too many ball games with these guys.
We secured the play-in game.
We playing some play-in 4 straight years. You understand? All right, we got a federal judge, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You guys, we haven't fact-checked this. Big ups to air quotes. May be sued for back property taxes yet.
Yeah.
We're just gonna run this video. Big ups to Jim.
Oh, which out?
And
you watch Jordan. I think that's Robin. I'm not sure, but he's gonna be like, "There's LeBron." Watch LeBron.
Right yeah, it's LeBron. Yeah.
He won't even walk up to the man and give him love and be like, "Man, I wear my number because of you." Blah blah blah. But all right, we're just gonna watch.
I'm the GOAT. He should be coming to see me.
I'm the GOAT. He should kneel to me. I'm the king.
Be fast like Isaiah. You want to shoot like Bird. Rebound like Barkley, pass like Magic, be dominant like Shaq.
So LeBron must have said something. Man, tell your boy to come holler at me. Because then you saw that? LeBron said something to him. And Jordan turned around like, wait a minute. Watch this.
I wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean?
Look at LeBron moving towards him. But he still ain't put his hands out like he want to give him a pound or nothing. I don't know if he's I don't know, but watch.
I remember the first time I played against him.
Look how Jordan looked at him like, look how he looking at his boy who was telling him.
Man, what does he want? I came and dumped you, my teammate.
Like, man, I don't mess with these guys.
And I walked out on the court.
Look at LeBron. Now he's trying to play it off.
Looked at him.
I felt bad for Brian. I ain't gonna lie.
And for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look.
Why? He was standing right there next to the man, and he expected the man to come over here and tap him up and give him. Yeah, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That's what it looked like to me, man. And again, I keep saying, it's all a fraternity. Yeah. And that's like me saying an older, and all the brothers are revered the same, but I'm saying an older revered brother, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he gonna step all the way to me. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's disrespectful, low key.
Yeah, know your place. I mean, no, even in any fraternity or organization, no one is bigger than the newest member, but if you see someone that's been the greatest member of all time,
stand
you're
up,
waiting for him to come over there to talk to you. You got to be out of your rabbit ass mind.
You got to be delusional.
Yeah,
narcissistic.
Yeah, and that's obvious that this guy is, and he'll have his time. And he'll have his opportunity to come back to these sort of events, NBA 80, because they're gonna have to start doing it every 5 years because some of these great players are not making it to the next events, so they'll do 80 and 85, and he'll come back and who's gonna want to dap up or give all his love to LeBron? I don't think it's gonna be anybody.
Facts. Well, and that leaked on the internet. Nobody has seen that. All of a sudden, it resurfaced on the internet from God knows where. Probably the AI released it. And
yeah.
So everybody's, discussing it. I mean, I saw what I saw.
Yeah.
Jordan left him hanging.
Yeah, well, Jordan doesn't care. I mean, Jordan doesn't talk to many people anyway. But, a guy who's called himself the GOAT.
Wearing your number, doing your routine with the dust.
Yeah. While he's still alive, come on. No. I mean, and the fact that even when LeBron was doing that, they weren't paying homage to Jordan.
They weren't.
Game. That's where he got it from.
Right.
is absolutely ridiculous. So, I work with a LeBron heir, a young man, Jonathan, who
swings from LeBron's pole.
Yeah, he's in his 20s. They said that generation. I don't know what is Z, X. No, we're X. So Z or whatever.
Millennials
or whatever.
And there's Z. Yeah.
Yeah, and they think that they missed that era of Michael Jordan, and they're about the propaganda of LeBron James, and nobody is saying anything about his accolades or what he does for the community or his family or
he's on my top 7 list.
Yeah, but
top 7.
But the GOAT debate is it's a non-starter for my generation, and I think any older generations that you're coming out talking about anything.
In their prime. Serious question. In their prime. Kobe Bean, rest his soul. LeBron James. Who do you rather have on your team in Game 7 of the final?
Well, it's definitely Kobe Bean, because Kobe Bean's going to take that shot.
Okay. Larry Bird in his prime. LeBron James.
Come on, man. I'm taking Larry Bird.
All right. I mean, this is what I want the people to hear, and I agree with you everywhere with both of those takes. I mean, we can go down the list a little more, and that's what I mean. I take Kareem in his prime over LeBron.
Because all of those players will tell you where they're going to shoot from and how they're going to shoot the ball, and they're going to shoot it, and they're going to make it.
Yeah.
LeBron is still questioning. He's thinking about the play. Who's going to be open when I get covered one-on-one?
I'd take Shaq over. Okay, Game 7, you can have LeBron James or Shaq in their prime. Who are you taking?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell Shaq to get his big ass in front of the hoop, and I'm going to give him the ball and go down there and do what you do, big fella.
Man, people don't remember Shaq in his prime. He's boom, boom, in his prime, bro.
Yeah.
There's somebody he's not shooting free throws. So what? You know what I mean?
You
can't shoot the 3. So what?
You got to stop that guy from carrying you through the basket with the damn basketball.
Correct.
If he makes a move right and you go right, or if he goes left and you go, I mean, come on, man. He goes right.
Final question. It might offend you a little bit.
All right.
LeBron James, Game 7 in his prime. Michael Jeffrey Jordan in his prime. Game 7. Jordan wouldn't be in a Game 7.
I would have to say LeBron, because Michael Jeffrey Jordan wouldn't be in a Game 7.
That's right. First off. All right. We got Ray Morant here. And we got a little video. Hey, Jim, we want to run the Ray Morant. And big ups to air quotes. Great content.
Shout out air quotes.
And
see him with the Pookie shot.
It may be unfortunate, hell. It may be a bit excessive even in his eyes. We're not rooting for you, brother. We're not rooting for you, brother. We're not rooting for you, brother.
We're not.
Hey, you look at LeBron.
Air quotes or not.
All right. Yeah, you had a little Freudian slippage out there. It's not the first time Stephen A's done this. He clearly said, we're not rooting for you, brother.
Yeah. So where's NRA in all this? The gun toters, the First Amendment people,
right.
Yeah. Where are they in the ability and the fact that they didn't back him up when he did have the actual gun incidents, and now is there
and the fact that they market beer and sell beer at the games and they gamble, and they promote gambling and everything on their platform, right? A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got Pookies and Ray Rays getting killed shooting craps in the alley.
Yeah, but we want to vilify this young man and put him out of the league for making gesture. I guess the gestures you don't deem.
I'm gonna inbox Ja and tell him, man, he's after he score, he should drop to his knee and roll the dice.
Take the dice.
And give Silver something to chew on.
Yeah.
Chew on that.
Something that you're backing.
Yeah. Chew on that.
Or pull out a parlay sheet.
Yeah. Pull out the parlay sheet
Yeah.
and then check off your parlay. Yeah. Right. And then you got Drop Dead Gorgeous. He's been balling for the Lakers. I told y'all the Bulls should have got him, and you and Diesel sat there with your nose up in the air like y'all tend to do from time to time. Y'all didn't want to have him. He's a restricted free agent. Austin Reeves. He was restricted. We'd have had to drop a bag on him, but you could have had him in Donovan's system right now, balling.
Yeah, we got Giddy. He needs LeBron.
Well, all right. I'm on a tangent, but he does the ice water. You know what I mean? And LeBron does they call it ice water in their van. And I just find it a bit hypocritical that, if you're talking about the copper colored community and this is not good because it's glorifying violence.
Yeah, you
how is shooting shit up your veins good for culture?
Yeah, we're showing some heroin use. That's okay. Yeah. I mean it's hypocritical. What they're saying is okay for the league, and of course, it all goes back to it's time for this young man's bag, and it was of utmost importance to him to keep his nose clean this year, and now we're close to the end of the season. This is the narrative maybe that the NBA owners or the NBA wants Stephen A to espouse or everyone to espouse to keep him from getting that max deal.
Which we've talked about multiple times. Whenever the copper colored up for max money, everything he does is a problem.
Yeah, so I believe that is more of the situation that it is. As opposed to the gun gesture.
Oh, because he's up for the Supermax.
Yes. Yeah.
Supermax. He's up for that Levine, that Zach LeBret.
Yes. So the gun stuff has died down because it was a Ute being a Ute, and now we're close to the end of the season, heading to the playoffs. He's up for the Supermax money. Let's find a reason not to give it to him. Let's go.
I'd like to get D Wade in a tampon commercial, Supermax. You know what I mean? He had to pull it out his little Merce and shit.
With his little Merce, yeah.
Big ups to D Wade. He's from Robbins, Illinois. They be trying to claim Chicago.
Yeah, this tampon fits right in my Merce.
Supermax. Levine should have. I'd do it for the Supermax people who don't deserve it. If I'm Tampax, contact me. I'm gonna show you how to make some extra money marketing. You know what I mean? The Supermax people don't deserve it. So what you raise a good point. All right. Yeah. And this is what I'm talking about. The position the Bulls are in. But these are the moves the Lakers make, the Warriors make. Guys like this who've been devalued. The great organizations go out and get them. You remember they devalued Randy Moss and then the Patriots, but the Patriot way picked them up and they went on to go undefeated all the way into the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
But our Chicago teams, okay, let them devalue this guy. We should be swooping him up. Just like when they devalued and fat shamed my man out of Duke. Zion, allegedly addicted to now they fat shamed him. Bro, if I'm running the Bulls, bro, I would have had this dude down your throat when he was going through all that stuff the first time, and I would have got you Zion, bro. You feel better about that. Have him with R. Giddy. Every time Giddy scores, I'd be having a R. Kelly, since he's a Chicago guy, free kids. They play.
I don't see nothing wrong.
But her parents are telling me no. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, maybe you're right. It'll just be, I don't see nothing wrong every time he score. Yeah. You know, and then maybe he can do a little like pissing, you know, water hose. I call it ice water.
It's on you.
Yeah, yeah.
I do throw a little Dave Chappelle in there.
Yeah. Give him something. Give Adam Silver something to chew on. Big ups, Adam Silver. We don't want no problem.
Yeah. Shout out to the NBA.
I mean, the Bulls need to do something, bro. I'd be watching it.
They're hoping for the next Derrick Rose lottery ball to drop on them, so they can get the Cooper flag. And
Man, they was flirting with taking the other guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Beasley.
Oh, they was real close to taking Beasley.
They
They
would take
bragged
Beasley.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah, well, we got to bring them both in and talk to them and see how their family is. And man, are you nuts?
Because Ray Rose, he allegedly, caught a case for moving a couple of grams of shit in Chicago that the CIA was putting all over the street. Allegedly.
What they were thinking about, the Eddie Curry situation. So they were thinking about Eddie Curry being from here, living here, and they were comparing Derrick Rose. Like, man, come on, man. Eddie Curry ain't no damn Derrick Rose, man.
Yeah, but then you're right, bro. But we took a chance on Tyson Chandler. You know what I mean? And then moved off of him as soon as he started showing us something.
Yeah, he's too tall.
Yeah. Let's move off.
Showing us something.
Yeah, he's showing us something, and we don't want to pay no money.
We don't want to pay no money. We're gonna go back in the draft and see if we can recreate what we did. Those kids were two top 10 draft picks, and you had Twin Towers, and you didn't want to develop that. You didn't want to go out and find you a damn shooting guard that can shoot the damn ball, and a point guard that can get him the damn ball. Yeah. We wanted good character guys after those guys were here.
That's Chicago for you. We got a bunch of characters, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough here. Yeah. It's tough.
All right, well, we all right. Let's get to Booger of the Week here.
Oh my God, that's just tough.
This guy, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame of boogers.
Oh yeah, he got a booger finger in it. He's pointing it right at you.
Well, he means well, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, I suppose. All right, here we go. Booger of the Week.
And I was talking about him having no desire to be number one. I'm talking about the number one face where you have to address everything.
He talking about McAfee.
When I was talking about him having no desire to be number one, I'm talking about the number one face where you have to address everything in a political fashion. You represent Walt Disney. You got to toe the line in certain respects.
You better toe the line.
So when
boy.
you want to be the number one person, that comes with it. Because you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the company. Most people don't want that responsibility. They want to do what they want to do, the way they want to do it, how they want to do it, me included. But in the same breath, there's a political correctness that comes with a lot of things. That's what I was talking about, not talent.
As
I'm
a
talking
black
about
man.
politics, meaning office politics, corporate politics.
You got to toe the
That's
line.
number one. And number two, if we're being honest, he's white and I'm black. Did you expect me to apologize for that? That's not about Pat McAfee. That's about anybody white. The rules are different for us. Any white person that wants to deny that, be my guest. There is history spanning decades that proves such a thing. I was not talking about Pat McAfee.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go, bro. Like, so, right. I guess what he was, right. So, right. Why didn't he just say, what is he talking about?
I mean, we know there's a different aspect of the expectations for Pat McAfee. He doesn't care. He's got the contract. They signed the contract. They gave him the money that he wanted. He's fine. Now, you, on the other hand, you are required to toe the line and say what they want to say and do what they want to do, or they're going to cancel your damn contract. They won't do that to Pat McAfee because his lawyers make sure that they won't do that to him.
And it sounds like he's 100% aware of it, and he perpetuates it and has no problem. Yes, I mean, boss, I know I got to do more, and you know what I mean? No, like, it could be a problem. Like, look, Hey, look, y'all making me do more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna toe the line, but this is that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He comes off like it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. I got to do what boss say, and Pat McAfee don't.
Yeah.
And
when maybe you just don't have the balls.
Yeah. I mean, he made his NFL money, which he was a kicker. He didn't make a lot of money. And now he's going his podcast. He says whatever the hell he want to say. Now he's, if ESPN want to keep paying him, which they do, and they gave him another contract, which they did, and
which is Disney.
Yeah.
And nobody even associates. The kids watching Disney don't associate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's disingenuous.
You talking that Disney crap.
You the one keep bringing that up.
Yeah, he worked for ESPN,
right?
Man.
ABC. So is this a conglomerate? Should we be breaking this down? Like, you know what I mean? Is this an antitrust suit? What is he talking about?
Well, the last time I started talking about that,
I remember that, but it was all up in your computer for weeks.
The computer started acting funny.
For weeks, bro.
And these I didn't even want to talk about it. Like, hey, wait a minute. You can't talk
I be telling Tori that some of the stuff Tori be saying. I'm like, boy, the algorithm is all up. Boy, shit. I be driving around those self-driving cars. I be like, I swear this car is following me. You know what I mean? The algorithm knows, bro.
Yeah, that's him. There he is.
Man, they can strap one of those things up full of dynamite and pull it up next to you.
I mean, they got those plate readers out there on the expressway.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. And your car, if it's not, if you got the computer in your car, man, they got control of it.
Yeah.
They know where you at. They know everything, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the carburetors and the buttons I gotta push in my my car don't start the right way every time. So you can't do nothing to my car.
Yeah, Kanye got he driving around in an old school Benz, and I know that's why. Like, that's the car you in? Yeah, that car ain't got that tracking in it. It ain't got that thing where you're driving by the mountain and then you roll off the side like Tiger Woods, and they was on those pills.
Roll over and flip over or something.
Yeah.
He was driving
He
a
wasn't
brand new
supposed to
damn
survive.
truck.
Yeah, exactly. Driving around that curve his whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, but I mean, good point on the Booker of the Week. That was mainly why when I was watching it, it was just shocking. He always defends Pat McAfee, and I guarantee you, if Pat McAfee, which means when the brothers are coming around there, he's, now our bosses. Now I want you to stay on the show and get your money. Now that's Pat McAfee. Now these white boys can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Boss, hold on a second. Would your boss? Would you say boss?
You can say that on his show, but watch what you say on my show.
Yeah.
They do different things when it comes to my show.
Yeah.
I got to get my monies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's how we castrate our young men.
Mm-hmm. Where once, when it should be, you've just signed $100 million deal.
I'm good. I'm going to say what I want.
Yeah. And you should have made sure that your attorneys
Havendar and Horowitz
had it ironclad that your deal is your deal until your deal ain't your deal no more when the time run out, but your revenue from that deal is going to get paid. So now as what you would call yourself a elder statesman in this particular genre of broadcasting, you should be able to pull younger podcasters up, younger sports reporters up, and they should be able to, you should be able to have them say whatever they want to say on your show as they're trying to ascend to your level of getting $100 million contract. Correct. Instead of you coming on the damn internet talking about
Eisner. I mean, because he gonna get the baby oil out. My bosses, they pull that. You don't want him to pull that baby oil out. He gonna make you feel like a pig. And my point is, you got all this money and all these contracts. He finally got his own podcast. Like, whatever. I mean, at some point, if it's that bad, then don't sign with them, and you've got start your own production company and spin off with Unc and some other brothers, and y'all do y'all thing. But no, you love sucking on the teat of the pink man. You just want to suck his teeth.
We know the money's out there. Everybody else is signing for money somewhere.
McAfee did it.
McAfee, Up in Smoke, you know, all these other podcasters and former athletes and the Pivot, and everybody finds a way to put their platform out there. And if you feel that you need to be under the auspices of Disney or you'll never make money again, then that's a problem you got to figure out in your own head, my man.
And you're already rich, like Jamel Hill. You know, a lot of them say, "Man, I got to a point." People with any corporation.
Yeah,
I got to a point where I couldn't go by those, and I started my own business, or I left the company, or you know what I mean. Like he's saying both things, but I'm the highest paid over here. He's a orderly at the penitentiary. He's exactly that. He's an orderly at the penitentiary, and if you do right, we can bring you extra snacky cakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's been in the game too long, and you still playing the same games. Now you're playing with LeBron. Now you're playing with Pat McAfee. Come on, man, stand up, grab your nutsack, and let them know that you're Stephen A. Smith. You're the guy that has all these games and has all this experience and is at the top of the broadcasting game, the sports reporting. And
Pat McAfee come out there and adjusts his nuts right there on the camera and says close to racially charged comments and ban certain things. You come out there and you do the same thing in kind, and you dare your bosses to come in there and bring it up, and then you have your production team cut the tape. And you say, "Look at here and look at here." Now explain to me why it's different. And if you say anything about color, I'm suing your ass.
Right. And here's my contract, and slap it right on their desk. With your balls.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. You know, like at this point, everybody knows who Stephen A. is.
Right. So if you don't think you can make a bag, you get this contract is a generational wealth for you and your family.
Generational. Just generational, like our quarterback and our punter.
Yeah. So if you don't think that you got the bag to go out there and throw your balls on top of whoever desk that wants to challenge you, damn it, I'm sorry to hear that. Because if somebody gives me a contract that I got Mr. Lowenstein and Rabinowitz, have them look over and make sure it's ironclad to make sure that I get my money by the time this contract is over, and you've been making money for years, then I don't know what you own, Stephen A. Now I don't know who sponsors his podcast, but I would imagine it's not ESPN with the some of the.
No, he's got a bunch of sponsors. He runs those ads, and I pay for ad free, and I got to listen to this. Bunch of sponsors, gambling, those.
Come on, man. Yeah, step up. Do your thing. There's no way you should be still sitting in a position where you worry about if you're gonna have your cubicle on Monday if you say anything against the
correct. If you say anything wrong,
network.
yes, that's like being the top salesperson running around there. You know what I mean? You're bringing in all the revenue for this company. I mean, y'all, I'm on the phone. I gotta go to my bosses. My bosses. Yeah. Hey, boss. Yes, my wife.
Man.
I got to go. And you the man.
Yeah, you the man. Now we need you to bring on the next man, and we need you to look out for this man. Either it's through word of mouth, or you bringing them on your show, or giving a hand up. You got to do that. If you don't feel you got to do that, then that's the next problem.
Yeah, he's got to grow up here, because I know a lot of times he'll say, "Yeah, my friends reached out from me from the Marcy Projects in New York, and they told me I'm wrong." Yeah, they should have whooped your ass.
Yeah,
and are they telling you sound like a ho out here from time to time?
Yeah, he's not going back to the projects. He's just talking to him on the phone. I don't think they're talking.
They emailing him.
Yeah.
He can change his phone number and everything. They not
Yeah.
touching.
Yeah. They don't have his new number. Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right,
Right.
we're gonna go through the class of 2025 basketball. Naismith. We don't know
All
what
right.
was in the chart. Hall of Fame members.
All right.
Carmelo Anthony, 22.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, didn't play any defense, defense optional.
Different
19
era.
seasons, Nuggets, Knicks, Oklahoma City Thunder, Rockets, stole money a long time. Lowered his stats.
Yeah.
10-time All-Star.
All
So
right.
played 19 years. He was an
Yeah.
All-Star 50% of the time. And this
The
is
first
voted
10
on
years,
by
yeah.
voted by fans. Okay.
Mhm.
6-time All NBA, can't take that away from him. So that's pretty good. 33% of his seasons.
Mhm.
2013 NBA scoring champion. Scored a lot of points in college. I believe it was Syracuse. Never won anything there either.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
No, he won a ship.
His freshman year?
Yeah.
Okay. 2000, yeah, here you go. 2003 NCAA tournament champion. You're right. NBA 75th anniversary team.
I didn't know he was on the 75 team. Okay. Yeah,
So I'm okay. He can get in.
Yeah.
Danny Crawford, bro. Are you kidding me?
He wasn't gambling, I don't think.
Okay. You like Danny Crawford?
He was a hard-nosed ref. I mean, Danny Crawford was cool. I'll take Danny Crawford.
Who's the one we didn't like? They used to cheat against the Bulls. You know what I'm
that
talking
was Hugh Hollins.
Okay, all right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Danny Crawford. I'm okay. I'm thinking this was Hugh Hollins.
No,
I thought
Danny
they were
Crawford.
spitting in my
Danny
face.
Crawford's a good ref, and I don't think he was gambling on the games.
Yeah, he understood the game too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Billy Donovan. You just brought him up. Did you know your boy Billy Donovan with his system got in?
Yeah. Got in with his college system.
So they didn't add 5 consecutive NBA play-in. That should mean something.
That's next year when they make it to the playoffs.
What about D-Ho? I mean, you're looking at 16 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 18 seasons. Another guy played too long, murdered his stats.
Went over to China, Japan, or whatever the hell he went. Istanbul.
8-time NBA All-Star, 8-time All-NBA. Okay, all right. 3-time, NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 2020 champion, Lakers.
Doesn't count in the bubble.
You're signing off on this?
No.
Dwight Howard?
No.
Why not?
I'm with. Let me go to Coach Prime. Speaking of the NFL Hall of Fame, which is actually a Hall of Fame for the professional sports, that they should have an NFL for Hall of Fame for ballers, and NFL Hall of Fame for guys that they just want to put in. And Dwight Howard being in the NBA Hall of Fame, I thought this guy was still playing damn last year in Istanbul. I mean, how the hell is he all of a sudden going into the basketball Hall of Fame?
He wore Superman's cape and won a dunk contest.
I don't know. No, it's other players that should be in the Hall of Fame prior to this guy.
Especially, bro, if it's a basketball Hall of Fame and we're supposed to be considering like all those European players and people all over the world.
Yeah. No, I that's a big no for me.
Yeah.
And if you ask Shaq, he'll concur.
I'm going to agree with you. All right, we got another one here, bro. The 2008 U.S. Olympic men's basketball team.
The trained Chip could have won a championship, a gold medal with them damn teams. Come on, man.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Sue Bird, 12 points per game, 6 assists per game, and 20 seasons with the Seattle Storm. 13-time All-Star, first in WNBA games played, assists, minutes played, 8-time All WNBA. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Naismith College Player of the Year. Yeah, she's in. She's in.
Oh
She
yeah,
got in just off
absolutely
her
super
college.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her college would have just got her in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Sylvia Fowles, Chicago Sky, Minnesota.
Sky.
Yeah. WNBA MVP, 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA. Only played 15 seasons, didn't steal money, a lot of it.
Yeah.
2-time WNBA champion. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. She definitely deserves to be in. And she
Maya
was,
Moore, we don't even have to read her accomplishments. We're both going to say yes, right?
Yeah. 4-time WNBA champion, 2-time NCAA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Come on.
Well, if you can put Mickey Arison in here, is Reinsdorf in there?
Yeah, he should be if you can put this clown in. I mean, this owner in there. I guess they got to throw an owner in there every year till they all dead.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Is Jerry Reinsdorf in Hall of Fame?
Yes.
2016. Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna cry foul here.
He's a 3-time NBA champion.
6-time.
No, I'm talking about this guy from Miami.
Oh, Ricky Arison, whatever his name is. You're right. Okay. All right. And Reinsdorf been doing it so long, bro. You know what I mean? The game is he's been through a lot of errors. So all right, well, that's fair. And to your point, bro, that was one of the takes I wanted to have. I think I would care more about this if there was simply an NBA Hall of Fame.
And I can't understand why there's not.
Because they're lazy.
Oh, okay.
I can't understand why there's not either. Why Silver, who takes the time to conjure up all these weird, again, they should just run the Harlem Globetrotters out there and play against the NBA All-Stars every year. But Adam Silver, whose team conjures up all of these monkey events year after year to try to boost ratings, why they haven't said, let's fund an NBA Hall of Fame. And where would it be? Boston?
No.
Miami? They're probably going to put it somewhere nice.
Well, there's got to be somewhere that's accessible to fans. So it can't be in New York.
Chicago's right in the middle.
Chicago will be a good place.
Yeah, you got Michael Jordan.
And it would be and it could be the Michael Jordan NBA Hall of Fame.
There you go. And you can have a statue of Michael Jeffrey Jordan riding a goat.
Yeah.
Right there in front of their with smaller statues of like LeBron James, depending on where you're at, that's how tall you are. You know what I mean? And on the list, you know what I mean? If you're second, you're going to be tall, but you're not going to be riding up the goat. You know what I mean? Yeah, your height's based upon you. Yeah.
And it should have been something that was done when Jordan made the NBA such a global entity that it's the Michael Jordan NBA Hall of Fame. It should have been developed and built. You could have put it out in his damn house that nobody wanted to damn buy. The Michael Jordan Hall of Fame, it should have been done when he left the NBA and took them after the Dream Team, when he took them to the highest level of the stratosphere. After that Olympics, this should have been started to put in the works to develop a Michael Jordan NBA Hall of Fame, and and the fact that nobody had the foresight or the ingenuity in their brain, because
George's not gonna let them use his brand.
But if you put his name on it,
yeah,
the Hall of Fame, everything that you're coming in to see is Jordan brand. I mean, there's a way to get it done. if you put Michael Jordan's name on it. And he, while he's alive, I give him final say on everybody that enters.
Almost in every stadium, you can have a satellite Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well,
have some of the jerseys, some of the memorabilia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But of course, there's the main Hall of Fame. But then when you go to the stadium, you know what I mean? You can go in there and look at this satellite Hall of Fame. Take your children in there and, look at that. That's Allen Iverson. He was a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where they will put it. It's got to be somewhere we can build some, where the Michael Reese Hospital is, where they're thinking they want to put the damn Bear Stadium, when we know it's going out to Arlington Heights.
Or like museum campus, because Chicago is known for its museums, though. That's one thing when I tell people I'm from Chicago. Yeah, great museum. The culture people. They don't talk about O Block and
not the Pookies.
6th Street. No, don't even come to their mind, bro.
Got the greatest museum, the aquarium, natural history,
library system, public transportation. Some of the best in the world. Cleanest downtown in America. Dallas comes close,
Who comes close?
Dallas. Dallas is downtown. It's clean. Not as far as grandeur. I'm talking as far as cleanliness.
Yeah, it's clean, but it doesn't compare to Chicago downtown.
No. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So now, let's get into, unless you had something to say about something else to add about the.
I do want to step back on. I sent you a picture. I don't know if you got it in time, but it's going back to the hater of JF1. I guess this won't bring in Diesel, but that damn Trey Lance, who the 49ers, used 5 or 6 draft picks to
move up and get,
bring in, and then he went over, and then they cut him, and then he went to Dallas, and now he's I forget what team he went to, but he just received a $6 million contract from another team to I think it was San Diego.
But the going rate for a quarterback is $50 million.
Yeah, LA Chargers. And he's competing to be the backup for that team. But no one, especially Shady McCoy, has anything to say about this guy to the extent that he has to say about JF1 and JF1's ability to play in the NFL. But Trey Lance is under the radar, I guess, as a black quarterback, as far as just getting another deal to prove himself another year. So I think it goes back to what we were saying, like, what is the beef that Shady McCoy has on the starting quarterback of the New York Jets? And I think he'll be back out there in the forefront once the preseason and the season starts. Once we get past the draft.
He's going to be under that microscope. They're already doing it.
And we gotta figure out what he has against JF1, and why is this the case that he hates this guy so much when there's so many quarterbacks out there that try to prove themselves in this league.
And Trey Lance was a number 3 overall pick, and JF1 was like where was he drafted?
He was 10 or
9, 10, something like that. Everybody be talking about Pookie Fields like he was a number 1 overall draft pick, like he was generational. Like, did y'all expect him to be generational?
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect? Everybody you draft at quarterback is not going to be Tom freaking Brady.
Yeah, and he was just thrown out there with an idiot in a bad system with no offensive line to figure out what to do in the NFL, and he's progressing year after year trying to figure out how
You
to
know,
be an NFL quarterback.
but every linebacker we get, we're expecting Singletary. We're expecting them to be Urlacher.
Urlacher. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So, man, we're going to stay on top of that as we progress into the draft and into the preseason.
and the whole notion Justin ain't gonna want to compete for a starting position, and he's due $30-40 million. We're going to have to pay him. We're going to have to pay him. No, you don't. It's called negotiations. This is the whole problem. You know what I mean? It's like, these agents are, man, the best agents in the history of sports, I'd say.
Yeah, we're still signing backup quarterbacks. They just signed Case Keenum the other day.
Drop dead gorgeous.
Drop dead gorgeous.
Smart. Gritty, tough, always in the playbook.
6-year-old. What is he going to do for your damn team?
He might go fishing, drink about 14 beers every now and then.
Keep him out of the strip club, on the Friday before the game.
So he doesn't Roethlisberger some poor kid.
Don't we need guys in here that if the number one quarterback goes down, we can win a damn football game? Come on, man.
Yeah, the market tells you but they just paid such $60 million. So what?
Yeah.
If I work at a place and they hire a CEO and this kid, got the experience and and I'll come in there and they just paid him, I'm up for a raise. Y'all just paid him, $40 million a year. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with you? You know what I mean? You're out here at the entry level.
Right. I'm expecting at least 35 million.
I mean, the last person got, you know what I'm saying? Salesperson. We're making sales. You're selling $1 million worth of product.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm selling 100,000 worth of product, and I'm like, man, I'll just pay him this and that. On his new contract, I'm expecting at least that.
At least that, because I got potential.
So I mean, that was the whole thing we kept pushing back on. Like the whole notion, you were more saying like, why do y'all care about the McCaskey's money? But I was saying, I can't see a scenario where the way everybody downed this guy's value.
Yeah.
And he was going to be in a position to tell the Bears, I want to go out there and flirt with the market, and I'm not going to take a team-friendly $25 million a year. And then instead of rushing to win on a rookie contract, you could have had a veteran, and you'd have been, had all types of dogs in your.
Yeah, we could have went to the playoffs, and man, we could have had a Penix right behind him, and we could have had a whole bunch of.
And if you don't think Ben Johnson could have figured it out with JF1, then
Yeah, he would have. We could have had those dogs. We could have had the offensive line fixed last year, and then we could have went back into this year at free agency, and we still would have had just as much money under the salary cap to fix the team with all of the draft picks. I mean,
like I said, I'd have been in this draft. We'd have been grabbing Travis Hunter. We'd have had that dog defensive tackle last season. I'd have been, and our whole line would have been better with all the draft. Yes, we'd have had Jalen Carter, and then we'd have came in this year with a Travis Hunter and a Shedeur Sanders. And I'd have sat Justin down with Shady McCoy. And I'd have had him in there and Shady in there, and then you got Justin's agent. Shady, talk all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got Shedeur and Justin. Fine, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for your service. If Shedeur beats you out, that's just what it is. But if he don't, we move off Shedeur.
Yeah.
We
can package him up and get him on out of here. Yeah.
Package him up. You know what I mean? But everybody wanted the generational quarterback because he was a no-miss generational quarterback, and now they can't find anyone who's saying that they ever suggested anything like that.
Yeah, everybody. I never said that. I thought Jaden Daniels was just as athletic and probably a better quarterback coming into the draft.
Yeah, that was part of Shady's argument. No, this kid is different. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
And then now it's he's a rookie. But you keep talking about Justin's rookie failures when he didn't have any preseason. He didn't take any reps because they brought in drop dead gorgeous Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
But you hold Justin's rookie season against him. But then this generational kid who's supposed to be the Black Jesus.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. It takes some time.
And then you throw him out there against the best defense in the NFL with no concept of what's going on.
With Dick N-word calling plays that he's pulling out of his bum, he had like 4,000 plays.
27-step drop. But nobody throw the damn ball to.
No offensive line. 9-step drops. He had Justin back there taking 9-step drops over and over again.
With a prime Miles Jarrett just licking his chops like
on the road on national TV, which is what I told you. Remember, I told you. I said if the kid's not ready, if he's not getting them in and out of the huddle, if those are the issues, make him the number 3 quarterback. You know what I mean? And
give him the clipboard.
Yes.
Develop him. Let him learn.
Let him run the practice squad. He'd have been all up in the playbook. You know, he'd have been learning different routes and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. He wouldn't have been in that position where, Andy Dalton's hurt.
Put him out there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it wasn't that. I mean, Andy Dalton got hurt the week before. They had another week to put upgrade another guy and get him out there. And, it's the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, either you believe in the kid or you don't. If you believe in Dalton and you're going with him, let that kid hold the clipboard like you saw the Packers do and everybody else. If the kid wasn't ready, why throw him out there? It's almost like they wanted to justify he's not our guy.
Right. Because, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't N-words guy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't Poe's guy as we saw because he did nothing to help him the entire time he was here.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the problem, but big ups JF1. Big ups. So I wanted to, man, just I'm gonna read the article and then you just tell me what this program has meant for you and your family.
Right.
Chicago White Sox honor Black History Month with ACE program celebration. The White Sox commemorated Black History Month with a special event highlighting the impact of their amateur city elite ACE program at Guaranteed Rape. Is that rate or rape? Rate Field. 15 because if that's the White Sox
down the rate now, they don't use guaranteed anymore.
Shit, the White Sox is guaranteed. All right, 15 rising pickups to the White Sox. We can't do that.
Shut up.
15 rising baseball stars, all African American, were present at the event established back in 2007. The ACE program mentors young copper-colored athletes aspiring to succeed in baseball while also providing resources for broader personal development. Participants in the program are paired with mentors, nice, engage in discussions on mental health, nice, and also have access to ACT prep resources, nice. Although the program's signing day occurred in November, organizers arranged a blah, blah, blah additional event, such as a Q&A session with assistant manager Josh Barfield and dinner with the student athletes and their families. Sir Jamison Jones is currently ranked 5th overall player in Illinois and the 14th catcher in the country. I consider the coaches fathers, Jones said when speaking about the benefits of the ACE program. Statistics show about 7% of MLB players are Black. These athletes are working to change that narrative. Since its inception, the ACE program has seen more than 280 participants, with over 29 ACE alumni selected in the Major League Draft. So, that's about 10%, which is fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good program.
So, how did you, what's your take on the program and how did y'all get involved? And did you have to be a good player or was everybody getting trophies?
No, it's not a participation trophy program. It's the Amateur City Elite program for the Chicago White Sox. They have different levels from 12U to 13, all the way up to 17U. Deuce is playing 15U this year because he's in high school.
Deuce revolving was my problem solver.
And actually, the 12U are in Birmingham, Alabama today, this weekend playing in a tournament. and they were able to visit the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum, as well as play the Birmingham Giants, which they put a whooping stick on. Shout out to the 12U Ace team. But it develops the kids in different facets where they can learn to progress from youth baseball on into high school play, on into most of them go on to playing at a university level in baseball if they're not drafted. And it's a good program. This year, Deuce just joined them, and they started with fall league, and then they went on into the meeting with the sports psychologists to talk to kids about the different aspects of stress and
Mental health, man.
mental
Mental health
health.
is huge in our
Yeah,
communities.
yeah, and they had different sessions for them for a few months, talking to Dr. Fisher, I believe his name was, um, and working with the kids on not being so overcome with stress and winning and the different aspects of life, so they can cope with playing this sport, going to school, living in Chicago, and developing themselves as athletes. So it's a great program. They take care of the tournaments that the kids play in, and get them recognition from different agencies like Perfect Game and these different tournaments around the country. So they have opportunity to go to college or
How much?
possibly get drafted.
How much do you have to fork out for it for the program?
It's sponsored by the Chicago White Sox charities, so they take care of the tournament fees and the uniforms. So basically, it's up to us parents to get the kids to the games, and pay for the travel once we travel out of town. But for the most part, yeah, Chicago White Sox charities helps. Well, they take care of all of our tournament fees, our uniform fees, and
But a big organization like that, in my mind, big ups what they're doing. They need to take care of all of it. He mentioned, in my opinion, they got the money, but he mentioned the fathers. But then they didn't talk about more. He said, "I like to consider the fathers." That was interesting. I wonder what he meant by that, because that's all he said.
Well, I mean, most of the fathers are heavily involved with the ace player.
So those players who you see, their fathers are involved. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Parents. Interesting.
it's a lot of two-parent households. And if it's not two-parent household, the fathers are involved in getting the kids into the games, as well as the mothers. Don't forget about the mothers, but everybody works.
No, but he said he likes to consider the fathers. You know what I mean? And let's keep it right there. I mean, yeah, big ups to the mothers, but
Yeah.
there's a reason that man said that.
Yeah. Because you got a lot of fathers that are involved in the coaching, a lot of fathers that are involved in mentoring, a lot of fathers that are involved in transportation when one father has to work and another father needs to get a kid to the game. It's a family atmosphere once you join the team, that everybody helps everybody to get to either the local tournament games, or we make sure that everybody's on the same page once we go out of town. So
And that presence, man. Like, okay, so we were talking backstage before the show, like being in situations, where you might see a young man, a young lady with the parent, and they may not be sophisticated, or they're doing the best they can, and you're like, man, I've come across children where I say something really basic,
Mhm.
and I've probably heard a million times. I wish I could think of an example, and then they'd be like, "Well, thank you, sir. Nobody's ever told me that." You know what I mean? I'd be like,
Yeah.
study hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Challenge
Well,
yourself in class. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's situations that are, that our kids are involved in. Basically being in Chicago, where they haven't had anybody give them words of wisdom or truth that will send them down the path that will, develop them to go to the next level. And, whether it's a father or a family member or mothers that will tell them different things that will send them toward the right path. Um, Baseball does that. Black baseball definitely does that in Chicago, whether is with the family of Jackie Robinson, the Ace family, um, a lot of these high schools here where once you join a team, you get together with other members of the school team to make sure kids get to their games, or if a parent has to work or a parent has to take care of the family. We black people, we live rough. So,
and I'll say this.
Yeah.
In our community, like Southside Chicago, West Side,
Southside.
I'm just looking at the players who kept playing baseball, bro, and whether they're pink or not, except for one. Yeah, the father was always involved, bro. Always involved. Like I even look back when I stopped playing baseball freshman year, just because I wanted to hang out and that's where your dad comes in, like, what time is baseball? You know what I mean? Like, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's what he was driving at, but when I do look at most of the guys who kept playing, their father was a big part of that baseball with them, bro. Shagging ground balls, you know what I mean? Stuff like that with them, bro.
And whether the father ever played baseball, you just need somebody in baseball that's, I want to give it to the fathers, but it's baseball is family. You need somebody that's willing to take you to these games, take you to practice, take you to these tournaments, and it takes a family. And now, if it's just the father that's going to do it, that's fine. If it's the father and the mother, it's the father, mother, brother, grandmother. You need a family that's going to feed into you succeeding in a baseball, actually in sports, period. When you go into the higher levels, because somebody got to get you to practice, somebody got to get you to games, somebody got to get you to tournaments, somebody got to get you out of town, somebody got to pay for this, somebody got to pay for that. So it takes a village, and the village starts with the family, and moves out to the other parents on the team, and moves out to maybe an organization, but it takes a village to get a kid to definitely to college and definitely to the pro level. So shout out
to keep
White
going,
Sox.
to get a kid to keep going. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to give up. It's easy to stop.
I mean, a lot of these kids, most of these kids got the dog in them, the fight in them. They wanna succeed. They want to be major league players. They want to get to college. They want to succeed on a higher level. But
yeah, you have kids who are talented, right, bro? And then you be like, man, why you stop playing? I had to get a job. Wait, you can't do what? You could do both. Do you know what I mean? And nobody, it'd be stuff like that. And they'd be like, well, nobody told me that. Yeah, you could figure out a way to do both. I understand that. You know what I mean? Talk to your manager. Let your manager know, look, this is my passion. And, you know what I mean? Can we work around on the schedule? As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you should be able to work that out. But they have, so like you said, they want to, but they don't have anyone because their brains ain't even developed.
No, they trying to figure out what it is to go to school and come back home and eat.
Yes.
So, if you don't have anybody behind you, whether it's an organization or a family or a father or
Village.
mother, that village to support you, it's tough to get to where you need to be. Now, some kids have the wherewithal to do it on their own, or try and figure it out on their own, or try and
True.
figure out where to get their help from. But
True.
every kid don't have it. Especially in these days, in this in this generation that we have. So it's a lot of parents that'll look to help that kid that doesn't have that help. There's in all levels of baseball, there's kids that don't have that support, whether it's from a family member or a father, or
But they
just
good, and you wondering like, man, suppose if they was in that batting cage, you know what I mean? And this kid is just a natural.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick you up. Come go with me. We going out of town. I mean, yeah, your family can't do this, but I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
So you ride with us, and
Right.
we'll figure it out from there. No, I'm not rich. No, I don't.
But we're not gonna pull up at Popeyes and not buy you something.
Right. It can't go down like that.
Right.
So we going. I'm going
Right.
to the tournament.
Right.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get you there this weekend, but yeah,
It
you
is
riding
what
with
it
us.
takes, bro. Because then what's the flip side of that? That particular child, now they on the block. The other kids are out playing baseball, and then we always hear tragic stories. Oh man, little such and such when we was gone, like man, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's no reason for that if there's something you can do to aid that kid or that family, or especially when it's someplace you're going yourself. Period. I mean, if I'm going to a tournament and I'm driving, it's just me and Deuce, and I got room, and the kid needs a ride. Then yeah, we going.
Yeah, but then there's
Especially on a
there's
team
that
that
mindset of I got the open space, but if they ain't paying me gas money, they
Right.
can't ride me. And stuff like that is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, I mean, you get to a point like some people like, yeah, well, I don't want nobody using me, and then
Right.
he's a
But
kid.
it's about the kid, right. Now, ideally, if you're doing all that, I mean, come on, parents, y'all at least got to pay for the board for the kid. Wait, room and board, the food. I mean, come on, send your kid with a decent amount. You should better pull together $40. So at least the kid. I mean, I know parents who've done that, man. I've known drug addict parents who pull together and show up. I came up here $60. You get something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you don't have it though, you good. That's what this brother's saying though.
Yeah. For the most
Don't not
part,
send the kid because you don't have it.
yeah, for the most part, all the kids are good, but
Yeah.
and little league, and some of the younger leagues that all the parents can't get to the kids to the games. They might be working on the weekend.
Yeah.
You playing part-time travel, you gotta go pick a kid up, take it to a game, take them home, drop them off, or feed them before you drop them off and get them home. I mean, it takes a village, baby.
Well, there's $1 million business idea on that, bro. There's got to be an app. Get the kids to the events app. You know what I mean? And the driver's screen, families could just go on and van pull up. You know what I mean? And they know, all right, these kids are going to Leo, and these kids are going there, and that's right in that direction. So we can plan it out, and this event starts at this time, and you know what I mean? And because where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. But back to the it's tough, especially when you got boots on the ground. You're involved in these programs, and you see the fact that some kids aren't playing, and that's a lot of it now. That kids aren't playing at the lower levels, at T-ball levels, at minor league, and this is the divisions for little league, minor and major league, because people aren't committed to the time of bringing them to games and practice for a season, which might be a 2 or 3 months. You just want these are young parents. A lot of times, you just want to mentor them and tell them like, hey, you might have to sacrifice a Sunday afternoon or
Yeah,
right
you
before you
ain't
go out
doing
on
nothing else.
Saturday. But
You're doing absolutely nothing else.
yeah, but it's for you. It's for your kid. I mean, they.
Bro, sometimes, man, when I worked out there in the northwest suburbs, no, when I was working on Cumberland, I would not take the E-way. Like on a Friday, traffic be messed up. Sometimes you can go the back way.
Yeah.
And I would drive through those pink neighborhoods, bro. And it was so many. I'm talking, it'd be like 6 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock, 3
Mhm.
o'clock. And when they had baseball, bro, those little stadiums would be packed. Not
Yeah.
just parents, grandparents, cousins. Man, they was all out there watching the community play baseball, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't do that on the South Side. You're like, oh man, I got something to do. I'm busy.
Yeah.
No, you're not busy.
So to your point, if that stadium's packed and other younger kids are watching their big brother play in front of all those people, because that's how I was. Man, Dave and them used to be in Southeast Little League and all of that. And then I said, man, Hyde Park Little League and even those, the Pink families out there, everybody's out there watching. Like, man, I want some of this. You know what I mean? This is baseball. I want some of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Deuce was, when Joe was in Little League and then when he went on to play for the Cubs RBI team and then went on to Kenwood, he running around out on the field and like, man, get your kid. He out there on the field,
Yeah.
He like he wanna play. And
Yeah.
then once he get his chance, he started playing at 3. And he made his first tournament team at 5. He was playing with 8-year-olds, and the coach like, yeah, I'm gonna get you in the game. At the end of every inning, he on the coach's pants like, man, coach,
Man.
when I'm gonna get in?
Right. You say you're gonna get me in the game. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm just not here to watch.
Right.
I know I'm 5 and they 7, 8, but
I'm not over here. I didn't come over here to get a haircut.
I'm here to ball.
You know what I'm saying?
And they losing, so put me in the game, coach. But yeah, that's how you develop dog in your kids, and just get them out there. Just get them out there, man.
Man, and let them see it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them see it. That's normally what happens. Like, I got a little cousin balling, a little nephew, my nephew's son, and he got a little brother. And the nephew balling, and he got, little brother.
Yeah.
His little brother watching him practice. He watching him go to the games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. They talking basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to do that. As a matter of fact, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Monkey see, monkey do. So
yeah.
have positive stuff. And that's big ups. And I don't think it's a coincidence, bro. I don't believe in that. That is called the ACE program. You know what I mean? You should sue him. All right, here we go. Looks like the Gamecocks lost, bro. 82.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gino Oriana, that UConn program, my gosh.
Yeah, we can't have that. They would have broke us up.
Yeah. They would have found some reasoning or something.
Phone calls.
Yeah. NIL. Yeah, NIL is legal now. I mean, they're getting money. Yeah. Wow. They beat the brakes off of South Carolina.
Yeah, but I watching the game, they could have worked their cheating magic.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, so what happened here?
Florida
beat Auburn and Houston beat Duke. So you predicted that Final Four, fella?
I predicted Auburn, Duke. I think I had Illinois and maybe Houston, but that that was a homer thing. Auburn. They lost. I mean, Florida had some great point guard play. That guy Clayton Jr.
Yeah.
Wow. That kid is a stud. And they put the ball in his hand. He knocked free throws down at the end of the game. Duke.
I feel like I had Houston going pretty far. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the tape.
Yeah, we gotta watch the tape. I think you did too. Duke, choke.
Cooper Flag choke.
No, Cooper Flag did not choke. He missed a shot to win the game, but
and he was the Wooden Award winner. But go ahead. He
they didn't have a wartime consigliere over there on the bench because they couldn't handle the press.
Who's
the last
their
2
coach?
minutes of the game? John Shire out of north side of Chicago.
Drop dead gorgeous
for Coach K.
Drop dead gorgeous, a copy.
Yeah, he's drop dead gorgeous. Absolutely. He played for the Duke program, and Coach K gave him the keys to the Cadillac when he retired last year or the year before. And
so Jeff Capo, with all the experience, he couldn't get that job, huh?
No, he's colored. Mulatto.
Yeah, I'm sure they maligned him for something too.
Yeah, he's mulatto. He probably. Yeah. He has some in his profile. I think I remember from some years back. That, you know how they do.
So you can't get the big bag.
Yeah, you can't get the big bag. We're gonna get that to a John Shire. Yeah. One of Coach K's cousins from the north side of Chicago. But they couldn't handle the press. They couldn't figure that press out at the end of the game, and Houston put the clamps on them, and they kept hitting shots. So
you're saying they didn't have a quintessential whatever point guard.
He was hitting in the first round of the tournament.
But the press is on the point guard. That point guard's got to be able to, break that press.
And he got to the Final Four. He couldn't hit any free throws, and he couldn't figure out how to get the ball down the court. So, yeah.
Was he senior, freshman, sophomore?
I think he's a junior. Proctor.
What's up with these kids announcing they're going to the transfer portal during the tournament? Like, can't the NCAA do something about that?
That's disrespectful, isn't it? I mean, I think that's disrespectful.
You shouldn't even be able to do it until after the tournament's finished.
Yeah. And, all of them are concerned because, you had the case of the Indiana Hoosiers. The whole team's going between the transfer portal.
Listen. If you come to my team and I'm running the culture, and your kid tells me, I'm in the transfer portal, tweets it, and we got a big game, that kid's not playing.
No,
we're always building for now and for next year, kid. You're not going to be here next year, so we're going to get you back up in and get you back up this experience. We're going to play the kids who are dedicated to this program.
I mean, if you're announcing you're leaving the program during the tournament, and we're still playing games, you
don't respect me or your teammates.
Yeah, don't worry about the trip. We got to go with who's going to be here allegedly next year. Now, if they announce after the game they're going to the portal like half the Illinois team did, then it is what it is. But
there was a time when you couldn't even come in the locker room after that. You know what I mean?
We're gonna give you a birthday party. Come out
with the soap in the
socks.
Yeah. That's right. If you come back, we're gonna have a Ben Roethlisberger waiting in there for you.
Right. But how do you announce? And I don't think that any player should be able to announce that they're entering the portal until the tournament's over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be a new rule. They'll probably do it after this season, after what happened.
So, the entire Indiana Hoosiers team between graduation and the portal, they have 0 players.
0 players. However, there's players now who are like, we can go to Indiana. There's slots open.
Yeah.
But then how good is that team going to be?
Yeah, it's all new team.
Yeah. They're hard to keep up with there, fella.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The coaches get to leave after they it was a coach that announced he was leaving before a damn game.
That's what I'm
tournament.
saying. I would have told the coach we want the assistant to coach.
Yeah. Kick rocks.
So, Florida, Houston, who you got in the game, fella?
I'm going with the copper-coated coach, Kelvin Sampson. Some kind of mulatto. Houston. Yeah.
High yellow.
Yeah.
Right, stupid. Maybe not poor. All right, well, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the Houston bandwagon as
He's
well.
got some tough kids there. I mean, them. He got some tough kids.
Yeah, they usually have athletes, and they're dealing with that heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got some guard play there.
Yeah, they can handle the press.
Yeah.
Oh, so they was pressing, huh?
They was pressing. Duke couldn't handle. Duke couldn't figure it out. They could not figure out how to get the damn ball in bounds and matriculate the ball down the damn court.
Because Houston's got athletes who value defense, and you got all these step backers on Duke.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been saying. You could still play the old way. You just got to have the athletes out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what OKC is doing.
Yeah,
somewhat. Yeah.
That's what Houston did to Duke last night, and they couldn't score anymore after they put the clamps on them and started pressing them. And they didn't press them back, and Duke's got some athletes on the damn bench. I'd have been we'd have been pressing each other. It'd have been a damn press fest because somebody would have had to get a ball up and score each way. So, but
they're going to ban the tush push. Maybe they'll ban the press.
Impossible.
Well, we'll see. It's unfair, All right. It was like playing a Hyde Park Little League, bro. A couple teams be winning, and all of a sudden the rules get changed the next year. Can't do this, can't do that, can't.
You can't do the diamond in one. You can't do the 1-2-2. You can't do
still beating the brakes off of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, break it past half court. We still here.
We still here. Right. We're gonna press you right from half court. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, man. Go ahead and to your final words there, fella.
All right. My final words for the shout out to today's program and all the people with the boots on the ground helping kids still stay in the game of baseball. There's a controversy out about the bats and the leagues and the travel tournaments, but there's kids, there's organizations and kids out there still trying to make it to the major league level, make it to college, graduate from college.
I'm sorry. I'm watching rapper Pookies and everybody on the internet holding stacks of money. Hey, y'all, man, look, you can give some of that money to some of these leagues for baseballs, okay? Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, for bats. Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't have to buy these Lamborghinis or the fake jewelry or whatever the crap you're buying. Help the kids out in your local neighborhood. You never wanted to be on the street, and then once you finally made it and made your rap album or rap career or whatever, donate back to the league. Have the kids out there playing. Have picnics for the kids and tournaments for the kids and parades for the kids. My biggest,
we need more than book bags and coats and turkeys. Go ahead.
My biggest gripe with is when the city raised the fees for Jackie Robinson West Little League's parade and made it too expensive for us to have a parade at the beginning of the year. Before we even played one game, they wanted us to spend most of our budget on this parade to hire security, which was a CPD.
Who was the mayor at that time?
It was
Larry Lightfoot Blunt.
No, it was Rahm Emanuel.
Michael Belander.
It was Rahm Emanuel, and then it was Larry Hoover, and then it was.
But with the parade, who wouldn't fund that? Like, what mayor? Whose watch was that on, bro? Let me.
Well,
check.
it was actually the older person's watch, who would not kick in from her community fund to.
Man, the city's got to fund that. This is a international event, bro.
Yeah, it's just everybody's so damn greedy, and she wouldn't kick in when the city. city kicked up the fees for security and the permits to have the damn parade. And it's a positive thing every year that was happening in the community. Out, we're trying to, I'm trying to ask the aldermen to bring the parade back. They built a new field. They're building a new field house at Jackie Robinson Park.
Listen, go above the alderman's head straight to Mayor BJ. But go ahead.
For the community. Well, now we got new alderman, Simeon Product. So hopefully we can talk him into letting go of some of those discretionary funds so we can have another parade to have the community out, filter into the park, and have a great day at the Jackie Robinson Park at the beginning of every year again, to bring the community out to support baseball and support the kids in the neighborhood. So yeah, I mean it was a big part of baseball season starting every year was a parade which came from 119th and Hosted all the way down to 107th into the park there, and the kids walked. We had the floats out, and it was a great event for the community. So we trying to talk to the city about sponsoring that and getting that going for the community of the I guess we're the 21st ward again, 21st ward. So
is there a citywide baseball league, and then you win in your area, and then you play for the city championship? Is there something like that going on? You go to different stadiums. See that's the problem.
Yeah, it is.
And that would create a buzz, you know what I mean? Now I'm supporting my neighborhood team, and we got Jackie Robinson West coming to town, you know what I mean? They just won everything, and then you know what I'm saying? And there's a stadium in Hyde Park, and they come in there and they're beating the brakes off of them. But boy, not if me and my boy, y'all would have been surprised leaving there. Like, man, y'all have been trying to recruit us because it always happened. Everybody's always trying to recruit us.
Well, sure, but there's
I'm like, who are these black guys?
There's only a few chartered little leagues in the city of Chicago. Most of them are in the surrounding suburbs, which was a problem when we beat the brakes off of Evergreen Park, and they tried to say that we were the kids weren't playing together all year. But again,
King Von picked up a bat. And he wore his hat straight before he picked up a gun. I'll just say that.
Yeah. It would all make a difference in every community in Chicago if you had some organized leagues, whether they were little league or just kids going out playing baseball. But it's up to the park system. It's up to the volunteers. It's up to the people working the parks to make this happen. And those people are unfortunately they're not doing it no more.
Spirit keep telling me, man, you should write a letter, put pen to paper and send it to Mayor BJ. Explain to him how this will help, this will help him all over the city. This could be his you know what I mean? They got libraries and all that. This could be your coup de grace. You know what I mean? The Mayor BJ citywide baseball tournament.
All right, well, that'll be my task for this week amongst working every day.
Start out by inflating his ego, find out the good things he did that you can agree with. Don't point out anything negative. You know what I mean? Tell him you prefer Uncle Remus over Harold's Chicken, and then go in with the ask.
I don't really have any negatives. Those are the naysayers of a person who's just been in office a year or two, and everybody
wants box all day.
Yeah, they all want him all out of office. He went to DC and this, that, and the other, and they castrated him. And what does that have to do with damn Chicago? We finally got a teacher's contract this week, which we haven't had, and hopefully the fire department gets the contract. So, all I can judge him on is what he's doing here. And I'm not part of the red hat wearing crew that.
Obama recently tweeted. I meant to discuss this. He recently tweeted, bro. Yeah, I'll throw it back for your final words. But he recently tweeted about Donald Trump. What if I was doing this stuff?
Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah. You know what, Barry? First of all, we said this years ago. Second of all, Barry, if you were doing stuff like that, if you had one of the gonads that Trump is having to push his agenda,
yeah,
if you did that, I dare say you probably would have changed the world. You smug SOB. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are speaking politics.
I'm a lame duck president.
Morning.
I'm a lame duck president. We got control of the Supreme Court, both houses, and I ain't gonna do nothing out of respect for my predecessor, who smug. It's gonna be Hillary Clinton. We're gonna keep all this going. I'm gonna do nothing but play basketball and smoke Newports
and push the pride agenda. Shout out to the pride agenda. But I saw that crap this morning, and it was like you had the opportunity to do whatever you wanted to do as a two-term president, and you chose to do what you did, which
so
was,
he took the Stephen A. Smith route, huh?
Yeah. So don't come now that this clown's in office and doing whatever the hell he wants to do and say, what if
I did what McAfee did? Disney will fire me.
Yeah, you sound like OJ. If I did it.
Free OJ. Well, rest in peace. Has OJ passed away?
Yeah, OJ.
Rest
in peace. Juice. Orenthal, James Simpson. But you had your opportunity to do whatever you wanted to do in your second term as president, with control of the House and the Senate, and yeah.
You pushed what you wanted to push out there.
You pushed what you wanted to push, and now here we are 12 years later, and now you're talking about it. What if I had done?
What if I had freed Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover?
Yeah, you could have did that. What if you would have did a lot of things that we needed done as a community? Maybe you wouldn't have put yourself in a position or to be saying this crap now. Or what if
you could have freed Mumia?
Yeah. What if you said you wanted to be a 3-term president? What if you had changed the Constitution?
Did you say 3-perm or 3-term?
3-term. Perm. 3-term president. You could have changed the Constitution like this clown is saying he wants to do. So
well, I'm a lame duck. And let's not be mistaken. I'm a lame duck president.
We was waiting on your second term. We was waiting on stuff to get done that second term.
And we figured Hillary Clinton was going to get elected, and we could just keep the same agenda going. And
we knew she wasn't getting elected, and we knew she wasn't keep the agenda going. She was going to do whatever the hell she wanted to do.
Correct.
And that apparently wasn't approved by the people of the United States.
And what if I would have done something specifically for Black Americans, indigenous to slavery, even considered or talked about reparations or police reform? And
at least talked about it, at least put a bill in the damn House and the Senate to get going.
Yeah.
To even mention it.
Yeah. Talked about the school to prison pipeline that's been going on, and what if I would have done any of that? Yeah. Go ahead. These are your final words. My bad.
You got me. I'm done with my final words. You got, man. Well, don't come out with no crap now talking about what if you'd have did this and what if you'd have did it. You didn't do it. You stood there. Now you're talking about opening a damn library. You're blocking up Hyde Park, and we can't drive and park in Hyde Park because you want to put a library. I don't know what the hell is going to be in there besides the agenda that you never put forth to take care of the people of the United States of America, which are your indigenous, copper-coated people of America. So don't tell me now that this guy's in office and doing all this crap every damn day, sending the country in a recession, that what you would have did as the president of the United States. That's my final word. I don't want to talk about any more politics now because we're going to go crazy up in here.
Let's not be mistaken. You know, let's not be mistaken. My wife was in South Shore, and before that, she was in Parkway Gardens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have put that library over there in that Kenwood area, and, and you know what I mean. So, all
Yeah.
right, big ups to him though.
Yeah, he could have put the library over there in the damn steel mills.
Mm-hmm.
That has no damn that has no businesses or any type of revenue going into where the Bears could have went. He could have did that over there instead of going into Hyde Park and taking land that didn't need to be taken. This library could have been done. He could have developed that whole area. But
Bro, the Ronald Reagan Library is in Thousand Oaks or Simi Valley or something like that, in an area where probably 98% of them voted Reagan, and that's what he didn't do.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Obama. Yeah, you could have put that in you know, Inglewood somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. There's plenty
You
of
know,
land there.
plenty of land, and then showed America. You know what I mean? This is what's going on here. You know. But yeah, you're gonna tweet that years later. And great final words, man. And I'm gonna echo your sentiment. Big ups, first off, to all the parents in the ACE program. If you guys have any young ones playing baseball, do you have to live in the city, bro, or can you live in the city subway?
You can live anywhere. They have tryouts every year.
Yeah.
At the end of the summer. Normally in the end of
all the way through
July.
high school age?
Yeah, they start at 12. Oh.
Yeah,
12 all the way through 17. 12U to 17U.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell JB about it, man. There's another father, you know what I'm saying? And he's you know, his children are shining in baseball. So yeah, y'all. So yeah, spread the word, y'all. ACE program. These things are out there. If you got one that's out there shining, dedicated, that you think could try out and throw that leather, you know, and impress, you know, because man, they can get minor league deals and still be taking college school classes online. Like where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
You know, don't tell the child, yeah, you need to go down there and get a degree. Yes, that's important, but you can do both.
Yeah, these NBA players aren't going to college and going to class.
Facts.
They got Jim or John or Mary or Karen taking those online classes while they're they got an NIL deal. So
yeah, and a lot of these period. A lot of people aren't doing that. Mm-hmm. So thank y'all for joining us on this multifaceted journey through the world of sports. As we wrap up today's pod, we've seen how the Chicago White Sox ACE program is nurturing the future stars of baseball along with their parents. We touched on the Basketball Hall of Fame inductees. Big ups to y'all. I'd have to go back through the list to see whose speech I would be even interested in watching. You know what I mean? And Carmelo, I want him to get up there and talk about why he didn't play defense. I want to hear his philosophy behind that. That being said, big ups to him and his family. Hall of Fame inductees continue to define excellence. In the NCAA tournament, we both predict at this point Houston's going to win the big game. It remains a crucible for raw talent and unforgettable moments still to come. We've also taken a closer look at Ja, Pookie, Morant's on-court gestures, glimpses into leadership and emotion, and explored the intriguing crossroads where sports and Politricks intersect. Stay tuned for more episodes as we continue to unravel the layers behind athletic genius, cultural influence, and the stories that keep inspiring us every day. Until next time, keep the passion alive, follow your instincts, and keep these conversations going. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm for this pod. If you have any more questions or need further information, feel free to reach out to any of us and ask, or you can drop a comment below. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, bear down. And until next time, Ace.
A big old giant cup. The draft is coming up. FGB.
And how you feel about their supporters, fan base?
Yeah, FGB. and their supporters and their board and the ownership and FGB.
Yeah, man, I had one of those fans from Green Bay here visiting SOB. Yeah, we're owners. Yeah, he said that to the black man. Yeah, we're owners. You know what I mean? What do you think? I'm a slave? what are you saying? That we're slaves and shit?
Yeah, you don't own a damn thing.
You know what I mean?
You got a certificate in your house.
Yeah.
You can go to. You still got to pay to go to the damn game.
You own as much of that team as Magic Johnson owns of the
Washington Commanders. 1.9%.
You show up to the luxury box, you got on a apron and you working. And we got to cut costs to make sure if you want us to pay you, because this coming out of your money. Oh, yes, the brick you signed. You had Laventhal and Horowitz. In fact, go get Laventhal a drink.
Okay.
Here's Stephen A. come walking in with a big tray serving everybody. But my bosses, if my bosses tell me to get out of bed and get the baby oil, I get out of bed and get the baby
oil.
You know what I mean?
And I got to heat it up. Yeah, I know how to heat it up. I had a baby oil in a little container, and I had a whole bucket heated up. So once I put the baby oil out, it's all heated up and ready for it to go.
Yeah, I'm already rich.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant.
Yeah, Danica, you poor and stupid.
All right, y'all. YouTube can only take so much.
They can only take so much before the algorithm kicks in.
Yeah, it kicks in.
Share, subscribe. Thanks again to Bella, Gym Recovery, all of our sponsors. Ancestral Echoes. We ready in June.
Facts, all that. You find yourself sliding through LA. Now I'm supposed to check in with Big U. He in jail.
FGB.
Possible informant? I hadn't heard that. I got to check in. I ain't got no jury.
Mouthpiece included.
You might be in Chicago. I want to go to O Block and tell everybody to stop the violence.
Stop the violence, baby.
Try right in. It's one way in, one way out. You better be checking your blind spot.
Oh, sure.
You better watch your back.
Mouthpiece included.
Check your six. Use that blind spot assistance.
Mouthpiece included.
Guard your grill.
Better guard your grill.
Knuckle up. Don't forget
that first and foremost.
And don't forget
Don't forget it, baby.
Stop the violence. Support the youth.
Like, share, subscribe.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Shout out to Love the Kids Foundation.
Big up to ACE and the ACE program.